This is a Headgum podcast.
Okay. All right.
Problem with
3
that?
for 3. Not at all. I've given everybody the opportunity, and everyone has chosen the chair.
Pass the test.
You don't need the headphones.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, you can have them if you're cold. Are you
Oh, yeah,
cold?
but I can hear you if I don't have mine.
Oh, right. You want to not hear me? Okay. Well, yeah. Let's.
That's a problem, right?
yeah,
'Cause
what
I
would
should
you-
only hear you once the podcast starts, once I listen to it.
You should only. Yes, once
I mean,
you listen
isn't
to
that
it.
the
Once we've
fun?
recorded it.
Right? That's the game.
Yeah, you have no idea what I'm saying. You're answering
Right, but I'm
different
answering-
questions.
yeah,
You
and
just
then-
go. Yeah. And do you want us to pump like music in there, or
Yeah, it would be,
What
if
would
you could
you-
just make like white noise or...
what about another podcast?
No,
No,
I don't
That
really like
confuse you?
podcasts.
no, nor do
like
I.
Doing
yeah.
them or hearing them.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, if I could hear anything in here except you,
Mhm.
and then you and I will talk, and good luck to me to get it right.
Emma, can
These
we get
are-
up sounds of
You
the
know what?
Holocaust?
These aren't working.
Sounds of the Holocaust.
'Cause
We'll
I-
play
Oh.
that,
Damn.
okay?
Oh,
I know you like to relax.
well, don't
You
put
fall
me
asleep to. All right. How'd you get here? Subway? Or you walk? Ride a bike? And you, I saw something on my little feed here.
Yeah.
On Colbert the other night.
Okay.
They talked about the $25,000
Yeah.
thing, the lunch we're gonna have or dinner or brunch. But have you been contacted about that
No.
yet? No, neither have I. All right, I talked to Aviva about making sure that
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I mean, except I'm happy to do it.
Yeah,
and look
nor
forward
do
to it.
I. And we should
I'd like to
definitely
make it kind of special. They spent so much money, so
yeah, of course.
I mean, if we could get other Mr. Show people to show up,
Sure.
it might be cool.
And
Um,
I will also I'm happy to host that person. I will make my world famous
Oh,
chili.
oh, that'd be great.
Maybe some boiled peanuts. Don't
Oh,
go
yeah.
together, but that can be like a
Right.
amuse bouche.
Yes.
And are you okay if I say amuse bouche?
Yeah.
Well, you seemed a little hesitant.
Well, it doesn't make me feel welcome.
Oh, I think it's actually like a welcoming gesture.
It's
Oh.
a very passive aggressive.
Really? I never saw it like that. I gotta.
Well, you got to read the French, and you have to read it in the French. You
mean-
don't speak French or read French, do you?
I
You
mean, not
speak
since
French.
the accident.
You don't read French.
Yes, I speak French. I don't read French.
Well, if you read in French and with the French je ne sais quoi or attitude or,
okay, I know what that means.
but not, okay. Again, that's fine. I don't want to get caught up in this. I read French. I can't speak it, but amuse-bouche.
Oh, that's
as
weird because I can
scripted,
speak it and I don't
Yeah.
read it. We should
go to
get
France.
together
Yeah.
and together we'll be one person.
I'll read the signs. You say them.
Yep. But you read, but you don't externalize it. You just read and internalize it. So how will I know? Because I don't read. I only
I
speak
can't
it.
say it at all. I mean, my tongue trips over it. So I'll
Hmm.
certainly know what it means. Oh, I'll say what it means in English with the inflections proper.
And I'll
you
look
know,
it up. I'll have a book with me.
And then you'll go look it up. And
You know what we could also
fly
do?
home, come back and say,
Well, I could bring, probably my phone will work there, the internet. They have the
they
internet
don't
in
know.
France, no?
France
Oh,
doesn't have the
Jesus.
internet.
But I was going to say we could also hire 2 guides, one who speaks it for you and one who reads it for me, or vice versa.
Right.
So the 4 of us can go take a trip to
It'd be
France. Right? Just the 4 of us.
Yeah. And if
Me, you, and 2
people,
guys. Yeah.
It'd be like one person visiting France and having a great time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Equal to one educated person enjoying France.
Right. They don't even have to be educated, just the ability to
Yeah,
be
just
bilingual.
communicative person with
And-
word abilities.
Can I also suggest, because
Yeah.
you never know when you're going to run into this situation, a
I
signer.
don't think that
Somebody
looks
does-
like you, that bobblehead.
What?
I mean, I know it's supposed to be you, but there's
I mean,
something
it's
missing
tough
about
to-
it. I don't know what it is. It's like your head is too
Shaved?
no.
No, well, there's
I mean,
the
you
hair
got
on the back.
everything's right. except it just
My teeth are too nice. That's for sure.
probably you have a unique nose that
Yeah.
they didn't try too hard to capture. Oh, they did.
Yeah,
They did.
I thought he did a
What did
pretty good job.
It's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We
From
can-
the side, it didn't look like you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Now
have it?
Now I'm
You
more
wanna hold
sure
it?
that it looks like you. No, that's all right.
Okay. Yeah.
Podcasts are exhausting.
They really are. I'm apologize in advance if I get this wrong. It's Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It just got changed.
Really? From what?
Yeah. What it was before.
Well, I imagine that I
went to
think
Ellis
that's
Island
implied.
yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And
They opened it up just for you.
they have one window still open.
Really? I didn't know
They've
that.
been cutting back every year
Wow. Okay.
since 1937 or something.
I want to say it stopped in around World War II.
Well, it only opened in 1918 or so.
Sure.
That was the first time.
And it was the most modern immigration center.
It was the first time there were quotas from Ireland and England and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did not know that, but
my
thank God.
relatives came over here with absolutely no quota at all.
Yeah.
And you could just be a citizen, or you could serve in the military or not. Your choice. It wasn't nothing was forced. You just said, "I want to be an American."
My dad came over and served in the army.
He did.
Yeah. When I say served, he didn't see any action, but he was in the army, and that was part of. He got here when he was like 15, I think, and he was the last of the family. All the other kids, his brothers and sisters, had come over here, and then he and my grandmom, I think, came over. I think the dad came over. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wild.
And then he served in the army.
Yeah. All my relatives, I learned I did.
Oh, that's right.
Finding your roots.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Really fun.
I bet.
And that guy's a cool dude. Nice guy.
I would love to do that. I think I told you this when I applied and got my dual citizenship in the UK. That my lineage goes further back in Leeds than I ever imagined. I just assumed. I don't know why. It was an assumption I made based on historical precedent that my relatives had come over from Germany or Russia or Poland or what's now the Ukraine, and one side of my family did from Germany, but the other, my dad's side was one of them has been there for like generations.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
I had no idea. Yeah. And I'm dying to get past that.
Have you walked around in that city? Leeds?
I have, yeah. It was when I was there doing the first round of Todd Margaret, and I had some time off, and I thought, I'm going to go to Leeds. I'm going to make this kind of pilgrimage.
Yeah,
just get on the train, and I went up there, and I got off, and I called my sister, and I go, guess where I am? Where? I'm in Leeds. And then she said, why? and then it kind of dawned on me like, oh yeah, I mean, it's not like I have any
I don't know.
houses
That's kind
to
of a
knock
cool
on.
thing to do. I think it's cool to see if it feels like familiar. And sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I always felt Ireland felt familiar to me.
Yeah.
And Germany I thought was cool, but I didn't have that same
Connection.
feeling. But of course, a lot of people feel that way about Ireland, and I don't know why. I mean, it just has it's a welcoming kind of feeling there.
I love Ireland.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed Belfast too, which was the first time I went to Belfast.
Yeah, I hadn't been there in
That's
a long
Northern
time.
Ireland, of course.
Yeah, I was there a long, long time ago.
But the first time I went to England, it was the first time I had been abroad. I'd never been out. I'd been to Canada and, Baja, Mexico, California, but never really, those kind of don't count. No offense to Canada. But the first time I went to London, it it clicked. Everything clicked. Like
wild.
everything,
Yeah.
like yourself, I was an Anglophile. I was, stuck in the shitty rural suburban Georgia, and I never felt right there. I never felt like that's where I was supposed to be, and I gravitated towards all things English, and I mean down to like a pint of warm Cascale on a
Wild.
cold rainy night, and it clicked. It all clicked. I mean, and it was I was in a shitty, not shitty, but not nice neighborhood, and a shitty hotel, and the first pub I walked into, I was like, oh, of course, I get it. Like
This is
walking
where I
through the
should be.
rain. Yeah.
So the question is, we're Homo sapiens. Yes, you and I both.
I mean, I've dabbled.
Right.
I mean, I've never. But
so how many hundreds of thousands of years did our people live in caves? If they were lucky to find one,
right?
Do you walk into a cave and go, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm home.
What was that shitty?
You're sitting on a rock.
Okay.
And you're like getting like.
I didn't know what the shimmy was.
Yeah. This is a bit of all right. I could live here.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Not really.
And yet, hundreds of millions of years we live. That's where we lived. How come it doesn't strike a chord in us?
I think it's too far removed. Unless you're a Scientologist, then it's going to be instantaneous.
Oh.
You can go back to billions of years. I mean, you can go inside a volcano and go like, you know what? I get it. I feel comfortable here. I know I'm burning up, but yeah, this feels right to me. I think 1 billion years ago, or a spaceship. You could go to, if you ever are lucky enough, knock on. Is this real wood?
No,
Nicole,
that's a facade, but it'll
I
work.
don't think
It does. It has a luck.
Is there some wood?
They do, David. They make them lucky now.
Oh, they do.
Facades.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. You're lucky enough to get on inside Xenu's spaceship, which some people do. You gotta. I mean, it costs a lot of money.
Come on.
That doesn't go directly to Xenu. Your money goes to the church, but
right.
But then I don't know if they tithe.
I mean,
to
Xenu, did you hear, sold all of the rights to his everything?
I did
for
not.
Like $500 million.
Wow.
Well, you heard about Dylan.
Right. Oh, he sold his catalog.
He sold his catalog of
wow.
ideas
I
and
didn't
everything. And, he just figured, I've done my, what am I going to do with it?
Right.
I've done everything I could do.
You can't take it with you, right?
Right.
And he's been...
L. Ron Hubbard made music. And I'm not I don't want to rank on Scientology, but he sold his back catalog.
Did you say you didn't want to rank on Scientology?
He sold his back catalog.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
For $7, $8? What was it? What did he get for that?
$78.
$78. Wow.
That's right.
I have an album.
For eternity. And he's like, I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
he was able to do that before he threw off this mortal coil, as it were.
So what? He just doesn't have the coil.
Right.
He's still here. He just doesn't have the coil.
Yeah. Do you know where his body is?
Who cares? Where?
Well,
everywhere.
A lot of people do.
It's kind of everywhere.
It's kind of everywhere. Oh, was he cremated and his ashes were spread?
Well, it's a mystery. I'm not on level 12 yet.
Oh, okay.
They just invented level 12, so I can't be there.
Because too many people got to clear level 11, and they need more money. Well,
you make it all about, you really got it in for all religion. It's all about money to you, huh?
Yes. I mean, organized religion like that. I'm not talking about spirituality at all.
You'd be surprised. It's not that organized. Wouldn't hate it so much if you knew.
But I know where L. Ron Hubbard's body is.
Where?
Well, they made a skin suit, and it's every Halloween, a different person gets to wear it.
Yeah.
And I believe David Miscavige has it at this point in time, and he's going to dress up as L. Ron Hubbard for Halloween.
That would be fun.
It would
just
be fun.
For a laugh.
It's like a Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill made a
skin
suit. So they made a skin suit of L. Ron Hubbard, and
Great.
Yeah. Here's a question: and we'll get off this after this, but how tall do you think Xenu is?
11 feet.
I didn't realize that. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Towering.
Yeah, I guess
I would
so.
say.
Over us.
Yeah.
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 All right. Well, that's enough about Scientology. Should we start? Do you want to start?
Yeah, let's start the show.
Okay. Hi.
That's it.
Do you want to do you?
Hi, I'm Bob. This
Hi.
is David.
Hi.
We're ill prepared.
I have no idea when this will go out. But in case,
How about never? Does it never work for you?
in case it does, I want to say that I feel really. I told Amber this
Ambitious.
last night. No, I feel very confident that we're going to do this Machu Picchu thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think it's
do
going to
too.
happen, and
I do
and I'm
too.
excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about doing something that doesn't take that much work outside of some physical training, which I'll do. I'm a little concerned. I've got arthritis. I'm pretty sure it's arthritis from what and it's all in my feet. My feet are bad.
Okay,
I
really?
got some. Yeah, I mean, I've got.
I've ripped up my leg muscles a couple times. Really bad.
From nobody.
Well, there's a scene in Better Call Saul where I'm running after these young guys, thugs, are chasing me, and it was 2 a.m. We were shooting. It was very cold. I hadn't warmed up at all, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, who's thinking that's going to be okay? And I take off running fucking full speed as hard as I can. No warm up all day.
Yeah.
2 a.m. cold. And I do it. And it's awesome. And I'm running as fast as I can. We go back to do take two. We go take two. I run. And I just rip like a ligament and a muscle in here.
Man, that's serious.
And it just goes... And I go down,
and
it gets huge, and it gets all green.
Oh my God! You never told me that.
Yeah, and luckily, take one was fine.
So what happened? You can't move.
I don't know what happened. We went and got an MRI on it, and the guy said this was many weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was arthritis. Which is insane and wrong. There's no way that's true.
Arthritis is bones, right?
I know.
Joints, bones.
It's bullshit. I wear a brace sometimes. I'm all right. It's okay.
But that seems like it would take a while to recover from that. If a torn ligament.
It took a while. Yeah.
So how did you shoot? What did you?
Well, we didn't. Did we shoot the rest of the night? We shot the moments from that scene, and we just didn't do the running. We had the running, you know.
I mean, were you able to walk?
I had like all kinds of stuff on there, and they just shot from here on up.
It sounds painful.
It was really painful. It was really bad, and all black and blue, and
yeah, I bet.
And then I also did it on Lucky Hank. I ripped this muscle. Doing nothing, just running as fast as I could.
Yeah, just being.
But older. I mean, you think like, well, I don't know, you can hurt yourself if you run as fast as you can. No.
Yeah.
But when you turn around 60, if you decide to run as fast as you can from a dead stop, you could possibly rip a muscle. So I did this one, doing Lucky Hank, and whatever, it goes down after a while, and you're okay.
I got all
scar
kinds of
tissue, whatever, but it's fine.
Shit fucked up in especially my right foot.
We're going to do this. It's going to be great. And we're not going to run as fast as we can.
No, unless we're chased by bad guys.
And there will be bad guys, I hope.
It's Peru.
We're not going to make this thing.
I mean, come on. Peru is like known for bad guys.
I don't make a movie without a bad guy.
Yeah. So Bob and I are going to hike Machu Picchu, a particularly more strenuous trail, which I'm very excited about. And yeah,
we got to rise on the Salcante Trail.
Salcante Trail. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's going to be great, and we'll challenge ourselves physically and mentally. I will be running the quiz every day. Quizzes.
What? That doesn't sound fun.
Sudoku quizzes the whole way up. Yeah.
Well, those Sudokus like on paper. You have to.
Yeah, but you can do it in your mind.
Okay.
You don't have to picture. I'll say
That doesn't sound
look
very.
in the upper left corner, 2, and the next 2 over. Yeah,
That doesn't sound fun to me.
It's great, and it'll train your mind, and it makes your brain soft and squishy like a baby's, and
I don't
you
want
come
that.
back to life, and you'll come back younger than when you left.
But I thought that's because of the
Well, that's because of the Earth.
climate.
Climate. That's the rotation of the Earth.
Altitude. Yeah.
Well, when you go to Australia, the toilets swish backwards.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and the poo comes out.
What? Back into your butt?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And then food comes out of your mouth.
What? And you revert. It's a Benjamin Buttons thing.
Well, it's Australia.
Oh my gosh. That's
Winter is summer.
What?
Well, I mean, it's okay.
Wait,
if I'm
Christmas in July?
Yes, and it snows, but you have to call it winter. So in other words, the weather's exactly the same, but everything you reference, you always say it's winter right now. You might have to be reminded of it, but the toilets go backwards. The poo, remember that, because a lot of times, and then when you wipe up. You want to push it up.
Okay. And then what happens to the used
toilet paper?
Yeah.
There was a truck that comes by, gets it.
And is this all stuff left over because they were a penal colony?
Yes, exactly.
So that's why
you know your history. Australia began as a very small penal colony, smaller, far smaller. It wasn't on, the island that we call Australia right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it wasn't there.
Oh.
It was on a much smaller island.
New Zealand?
No, I don't even think it has a name anymore. Might be Alcatraz I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah, that's an American.
No, Alcatraz started as Australia. That's what it is.
Alcatraz used to be Australia.
That's what I was
And then
thinking.
shrunk, or what? How? And they shipped it to the San
That's
Francisco
right.
Bay?
Australia started on Alcatraz as an idea in the mind of a prisoner.
Oh, wow. It's like the end of St. Elsewhere.
It's a Benjamin Button thing, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I
never saw the end of St. Elsewhere.
Oh man, I would say that's the best ending ever of a TV show.
Really?
I for a long time I couldn't even describe it to somebody without getting teary-eyed. It's beautiful. It's just brilliant, unexpected.
Wow.
You know of it, right?
I kind of have heard about it.
And you don't you're also going like, what's going on? Like they don't take your hand. They just sort of two of the main characters.
Yeah.
I won't describe it in case people want to watch it, but it's just a brilliant, beautiful, ballsy ending. I'd put it up there with the Bob Newhart ending, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
And the end of season 3 of The Increasingly Poor Decisions of Todd Margaret.
Yeah.
It's a smart, whoa, cool.
Right. That's really cool when you can do that kind of thing.
It was, those both, the Bob Newhart show and the St. Elsewhere are probably the 2 best endings.
David,
yeah,
the show has a title, Senses, Working Overtime.
Yes.
Based on an XTC song.
Mm-hmm. Well, inspired by, it's not, but yeah.
Okay. You use your words, I'll use mine. Based on. When do we start talking about that shit? And what is that shit?
We can do it right now.
It's I thought it was part and parcel of the show. Like runs through the whole thing.
Well, I mean, as I said to you, as I've said to every guest, and as I'll say to the listeners and the viewers, it's merely a jumping off point to have a conversation. And I will. I don't feel obligated.
So if you're having a conversation, you don't do that necessarily. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I don't want to impede on it.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited about this idea too. And the crazy thing is, you came up with it so easily, just like and I think for a lot of people who've watched our work together and apart for our whole careers, like it's going to be a really great hangout. session because we're going to do something interesting worth seeing.
Yeah,
And-
I should explain that we're not just climbing Machu Picchu. We're going to
dig it up.
get
rid of it.
We're going to get rid of it.
You know, I mean, it's been there. People have been stubbing their toes on that goddamn thing
it's really tragic.
If you go to Peru, it's like, God.
That's the number one reason not to go to Peru.
Why are you limping?
You know, Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Did
you know it was there? I know.
I know now.
There.
Yeah.
I know now. Boy, I know.
my dogs are barking. You should not bring your dogs on the trail.
Yeah.
But yes, we're gonna record it. We're gonna have GoPros and use our phones and have a camera.
Yeah, and then on the course along the way, if we decide to have a conversation about our careers or our lives, well, we'll allow it to happen.
Yeah,
but we'll cut it out before you have to watch it.
Yes, you'll just see all the prep for it.
You'll just see the walking, grunting, you know, the exertion. You'll get to experience that as though you were watching from your living room, and we'll
cut all the conversation out. It's just going to be grunting. And
I want to also, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I love to watch it, but I already have to watch, my all my other shows,
Sure. Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Yellow
Deck
Jackets or
Euphoria.
But we'll be watching TV the whole way is what I wanted to say and talking about it.
Yeah.
So that people aren't missing a thing.
Yes, that's a little gift.
You'll be on YouTube. I'll be on, Spectrum or whatever the hell, Xfinity, whatever they got down there.
Yeah.
And I'll be watching everything and sampling it and giving you a little update. You'll be able to watch us walk up the goddamn hill from the safety of your home. It'll be like you're watching every channel it's on.
Yeah. It'll be like Gogglebox, the bridge show. And
if it catches on, well, we'll just keep walking. We won't stop.
Yeah. We'll go down the other side and just keep going into the Andes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to hit the rainforest. Mm-hmm. I've heard great things. You got burgers down there, like awesome burgers.
You might be thinking of the Rainforest Cafe, which is it's a restaurant themed. Yeah, it's where you can eat.
People talking about it at the mall the other day.
Yeah, that's actually the Rainforest Cafe is a restaurant. That's a smaller.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because
they had kids with them.
Yeah,
and they were not dressed for hiking.
No, and it's the only place that serves gorilla.
Yeah,
So
maybe on the course of our trip, and I don't want to upset anybody who loves the earth because I do too. But we might burn down some rainforest. We might, just for fun, just to see how it burns.
Yeah,
to watch it. I like fireworks.
And let's see what's underneath. Let's
see what's underneath.
Yeah,
burn a little of it down.
And when you say a little, you're talking about
a couple acres.
Couple acres. Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
And don't worry, we're not going to plant anything there.
No, God, no. We'll
burn it down, leave it
scarred.
If we have some acid or something we can spray or spread to just keep it, quiet.
Salt. We'll just bring salt.
Growing.
Just salt.
Salt.
Yeah.
We'll salt it.
Yeah. But which shows are you gonna use?
Which shows am I going to cover?
Yeah.
I'm going to cover pretty much everything reality TV-wise.
Okay.
So I've got the Kardashians.
Yeah. Vanderpump Rules.
The Vanderpumps.
Below Deck.
Below Decks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I've got them all covered.
All right.
So I'll be giving you the updates on those. 2 in a pod.
I don't know what that is.
Well, pods, right?
AirPods.
Right.
Yeah.
So
2 people are shrunk down and then they go into an AirPod?
I don't remember.
Okay.
You really caught me on this.
Oh,
I don't remember. You really got me on this one. 2 in a pod is one of the Kardashians.
Oh, okay.
And Kim Ye West.
Okay.
Who's a new person.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because they're no longer a couple. So now there's a new person that they made.
Called Kim Ye. Kim Ye.
And it's taking the place of the couple.
Would it be Kim Ye?
Sure.
Because
Kimchi.
Kim Yi.
Well, that's the show. Kim Yi eats kimchi.
Kim
And
Yi
that's-
is kimchi.
That's that new person going around the world and eating
Superhero. Oh, okay.
kimchi.
And eating kimchi. Wow.
You know, there's a thing called the Idea Cauldron,
But yeah.
and you and I are in it right now, and we're just coming up with great stuff.
Yeah, just it's just burbling and
I mean, really, it's just
boiling.
It's just great. I mean, this is why Hollywood needs to get off the strike.
Yeah.
And I know, and the strikes have been great, and they've been just great. And Hollywood doesn't do anything halfway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did you see what Hollywood did at the turn of the century?
The turn of the last century? No.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I lived there,
Yeah.
and I was home, and you saw what happened in Paris, fireworks and carousels, and same with New York and old ships. And see if you can picture this. You've seen the Hollywood sign, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
They took the lights at the bottom of the Hollywood sign, and they're always a bright white.
Right.
It's essentially like a movie opening.
Mm.
They made them, and they changed color.
Why?
That night.
Well, that sounds confusing and upsetting.
For about 4 hours, 5 hours.
As a way to say...
To celebrate...
a new century.
Yeah.
In Hollywood.
Now, how do you even do that? How do you do it? They have the minds there and the talent, and they went all out. All out.
I'm going to guess it's kind of the same technology as when they make the other cities have like strobing, flashing lights on their skyscrapers and whatever, and they have
Oh yeah. So
it's that same
borrowed that. Yeah.
Same technology.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they really outdid every other city. I mean, just put them to shame.
Yeah, I guess
just
so.
Ashamed of themselves.
I love most of the Hollywood sign. I'm not crazy about the Y.
Yeah.
But you know,
a lot of people have said the Y should go. For years, people have said it.
Well, it seems
when
you look at it,
it's racist.
It's definitely racist, and it's also it doesn't fit. You know, it's just like it's unpleasing to the eye. I think.
Yeah, it's abrasive.
It is, yeah, and it's like,
well, we can keep fighting, but good luck.
Well, now the president of Hollywood, who is still,
Jim.
Jim, yeah. And what's his deal?
Well, I don't know how long he gets to be president because, you know. Feels like it's been eons, but I know it's been something years.
But didn't he try to stage a coup to stay president of Hollywood?
Yeah, he did. Well, he is still president, so he must have succeeded in that.
Successful coup.
There have been a lot of very mysterious murders.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are on television. You can see them in mystery shows.
Oh, okay.
You know, people don't realize this, but Hollywood, when you watch a movie or a TV show that comes out of Hollywood about murder, that actually happened. That person was killed. A person died.
They're recreating the murder.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to start a conspiracy here, but this has been happening.
So every single murder that's been part of a production out of Hollywood.
You ever see Murder, She Wrote? You know why they stopped making that show?
Was she killed?
No, they just ran out of people to kill.
Oh, you're saying they're actually killing the people. These aren't just murders that happen.
The person who dies,
Hollywood killed the person.
Yes.
So they could do the story. This seems
and
like
big.
Well,
yeah.
That seems like a big story. That's a big.
Yeah.
Hollywood is going.
I don't know if a podcast is the place for conspiracy chatter.
It's literally the best place for conspiracy chatter. Yeah.
Since when?
Since the advent of communication of, you know.
Okay, well, this is news to me, but let's do. To me, that is a conspiracy hiding in plain sight because oftentimes the murder is shown.
Ooh, hiding in plain sight. I like that.
Well,
that'd be a good name for a podcast.
Sure.
Emma.
Yes.
Write down
the Idea Cauldron.
Hang on. What'd you just say? What'd you call it?
Hiding in plain sight.
Write down hiding in
Plain sight.
planes sights.
Got it.
So it takes place on a plane. Not an airplane, a plane, like a flat, you got it. Do a drawing. Don't write the words down, because I won't understand, I won't remember. Just do a drawing of a castle.
Okay.
3D.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff
And a
about
lathe.
Hollywood. And there's a lot of conspiracies that I don't go around and talk about. You and I don't talk about. The 8 Obamas.
Yep.
There were initially was one,
Mm-hmm.
and then they realized they needed doubles
Mm-hmm.
for safety, security.
Yep.
And then the doubles were very intelligent, smarter than the original. And the original Obama, being the considerate, thoughtful person he was, said, "You guys are better than me at this." And he said, "You carry on, go on, do it."
That makes sense.
And that's why he's everywhere all the time and so productive. And
he was manufactured by Hollywood? Is this linked to Hollywood, or?
oh yeah,
Because all your
everything goes
conspiracies
back to
go
Hollywood.
back to Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
everything goes back to, well, originally a lot of it goes back to Australia and its founding on Alcatraz.
On Alcatraz, the
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And I don't want to start rumors, and I don't want people to start talking about this could be true, that could be true, but do you believe in science?
I mean, it's kind
Do
of.
you believe that there's such a thing as science, that it could be done, that you could do an experiment?
Oh no.
No,
No.
of course you can't.
No.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, and it's aggravating to me to people who believe in theories and hypotheses.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a theory or a hypothesis.
Right.
I don't, I long ago I realized medicine is bunko. It's a
Mhm.
bunko game. And I go to the pharmacy and I just take random pills. And I'm as lucky and healthy as any person who's ever been alive.
So you go. Are these over the counter pills, or you actually go into the?
I put my hand behind the counter and take what I want,
And they let you do this, or
they don't like it.
Oh, they don't like it. No.
No. But you know what? Look at me. I'm great. I've had one heart attack, so what?
Right. And you've torn some ligaments because you
I
ran.
rip ligaments when I run.
Yeah.
But I'm great.
Okay.
My eyesight's not that good. I don't have good balance. I can't walk more than 15 steps without falling
so that
over.
doesn't seem that good. And
Yeah, I'm great. I'm good.
and you're saying the pills don't exacerbate it? They
No, I don't
they
think the pills help or hurt, and I take as many as I can.
And you don't
And
even
I
know
don't
what you're
believe
taking.
it. That's why I don't believe in medicine either.
Right.
But
what about I know that you had LASIK, right?
I did.
So that's kind of science.
I had it in my ears.
And can you see better out of your ears?
Yeah, I can't hear much, but I
Right.
can see.
Did that hurt?
It hurt like hell.
Yeah.
It was the wrong.
Because you did it yourself. Yeah.
Did it at home.
You tried to save some money.
Heathkit. The Heathkit people keep making new things.
And
I don't want to start rumors, and you don't either. And
No.
I've heard this show has been on for how long now?
we're celebrating our 3rd year.
Okay.
In 3 years.
And I want to just say, you get off on your rants,
Sure.
and everybody loves them.
Yep.
And but everything you say when you're imagining and just ranting is as true as anything any scientist studied for their whole career in life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my
These
point.
words,
That's your point, I
yeah,
guess.
words that come out of a mouth and are seen or heard are true.
Have as much weight as any kind of quote unquote
Yeah.
experiment.
By the way, have you ever gone into a lab?
Oh God,
There's no one in there ever. They're all empty.
That's the last place you're going to catch me.
Have you ever gone to a graduate school or a NASA? There's not a soul there.
No.
Not a soul there.
They're just taking the money, taking government money, right?
There's nobody at the government either.
What?
I was in Washington, D.C. I mean, there's tourists, But I didn't see a senator. I didn't see a congressman. And I certainly didn't see a president or 2 or 3 or 5 or how many? 46?
Yeah.
I didn't see 46 presidents. There's
46.
46 presidents, right? That's what they say.
Yep.
Shouldn't you run into one once in a while?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, come on. Pulled my leg once. Shame on me, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't have your leg pulled, even once.
Pull both my legs?
That's shame on the person pulling both your legs,
Absolutely.
right? Now, what if they take your hands and your legs and bind them up?
The jig is up.
Yeah.
Then it's all over.
Then you're done, you know?
Go on and go forth, I say.
So did you go to Congress? Did you go to the halls of Congress?
I went to Smithsonian. I went to Congress. I went to the mall.
But did you go to
There's not a fucking... this. Everybody complains at Washington Mall.
Yeah. There's no Spencer's Gifts. There's no Aunt Annie's.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I know. It's
a con job.
They're just taking your money or not taking your money, I guess, is even weirder. This
is why I love being on a podcast, is because I can finally say all these things that I know secretly and that I don't want anyone to talk about or spread or in any way, pursue or
have you done Rogan's podcast?
No, but I don't think it's not real.
Right.
Joe Rogan, the actor.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Hello?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. News Radio?
Yes.
There's only a few hundred hours of him acting.
Well, he was the host of Fear Factor. People Ate Spiders.
Let's see. Did that come before he declared himself an actor? No, it didn't. It came after.
I don't understand. What's your point?
He's an actor.
Oh, he's acting like a
guys.
Podcast.
He's got a great acting career. Okay? It started, his first job was on News Radio. It only lasted a couple years. There's only hundreds of episodes of him acting his pants off.
I'm not.
And then he gets other acting gigs as, this Fear Factor and this podcast show that he does.
Oh, you're saying he's playing a role of Joe Rogan.
He is an actor.
Okay.
It is fucking in the books, man.
Okay.
I'm not making anything up. I'm not inventing anything. You can fucking find all 10 minutes, 10 seconds on the YouTube.
Of a massage?
Of a massage when you have a computer.
You massage the computer? Or
you get a massage and check, and you'll see that everything I'm saying is true.
Okay.
The man is an actor. He's always been one. One of the greats, admittedly.
Who's admitting that?
He
is admitting it. Hey, I have a question. If you, and I hope... I
didn't want to go down the rabbit hole, but
can
I talk about this for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Rabbits don't dig holes. I mean, they don't. So this phrase, let's not go down the rabbit hole. They use holes that other animals dig.
They pay for the holes to be dug?
Have you ever seen a rabbit dig a hole? Let me see. They eat carrots. They run around. They bop around. They don't dig. So this phrase, and I mean...
This is bothering you, I can tell.
Young men.
There's a tissue over there if you want. Yeah.
Young men are having trouble.
Young men are having trouble.
Being alive men.
Young men are having trouble being alive men.
They can't think of who to be and what to do anymore.
Because of the phrase going down the rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I have my 3 steps to top-notchery.
3 steps to top-notchery. Okay. What? By all means, what are they?
Breakfast.
Okay. Is that which step is that?
That's one.
Step number
Eat
1.
a healthy breakfast.
Okay. Jump to step number 3. We'll come back to step number
bong.
2. Put down the bong is number 3.
Yes.
And then what's number 2?
Try to get a good job.
Those are your 3 steps to top-notchery.
That's it.
Breakfast. All right, everybody, you're hearing it here. Breakfast, then
Try to get a good
good job, decent job, and put down the dang bong.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Wait a second. What if you're
in times past, it might be don't bogart that joint.
Yeah, that's from a while ago.
Well, this is a wide-ranging audience, I assume. We should talk to everyone here.
What if the job is somebody who has to hold bongs?
Oh, well then, shit. I got to go back to the drawing board because you're right.
Yeah, because that's a job.
It's
a decent job. So,
yeah.
I don't want them to be too confused.
What the hell is happening?
Should we get started?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, hello. Today's episode of Senses Working Overtime. I'm your host, David Cross, and with me today is, and I apologize again, I know the first name's Bob. That much I got. Right. Do you prefer Bob or Bobby or Rob or Robbie or Robert or Robertson or Roberts or Bob? Bob.
Just Bob.
Just Bob. Literally say just?
No.
No.
Bob.
Okay, got it. And take a pause?
Nope.
Oh, okay. All right. We're here.
Trying to keep it clear and simple.
We're here with Bob.
All right.
And could you remind me of your last name again? Odenkirk.
I know. It's a hell of a name, isn't it? When I went to Hollywood.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
How'd they feel about it?
Oh, they thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
And we tried some options, different things, thought it might be good. Hamtramck.
Hamtramck?
Which is the name of a city in Michigan.
Yeah. I was...
and it was suggested.
They preferred Hamtramck
No,
to...
in the end, it didn't work.
Odenkirk.
It didn't catch.
Yeah.
What were some of the other names?
Pencil Dick?
No, too crude.
Sippy?
Talamaki. Something. It was a very long name that they tried.
Talamaki.
And I said,
long.
It's long and kind of gibberish.
Yeah.
But we just went back to Odenkirk. We just gave up.
Yeah, given those
At a certain
options.
Point, we gave up.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Hollywood used to be great at the names.
Yeah.
Clark Gable.
Right. Little Lord Fauntleroy.
Yeah, Little Lord Fauntleroy. I mean, that's a great name.
Yeah.
And the kid,
that
they found to fill that name.
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect looking. But we've gotten
Fatty
worse.
Arbuckle. Great name, right?
Mark Twain.
Well,
Hollywood.
he's a writer, not necessarily Hollywood.
Yeah, but a phony name.
Right. Samuel Clemens.
Yeah,
he changed it.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much information.
What was I going to say? That's something really good. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Hopefully you win the Emmy this year for your great
what are the chances?
Work of not great because of Succession, but
which is a great show, right?
It's great. Yeah, and great acting. But you're acting throughout.
Maybe
Hollywood gives awards for
sometimes yes for extraneous means.
Yeah, at the end they go, "Oh shit, we never gave Bob his Emmy because we were too busy catching up to the other people we didn't give Emmys to, and now it's their last time, so we have to." So it's a terrible system, but hopefully you win an Emmy, and
that would be fun.
I'd like to throw this out there for everybody who's listening and watching. Would you do should you win, would you do one of your conspiracy theory rants as your speech?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, great.
Get right up there and talk about, I don't know which one.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't exist.
What's that?
Aaron Rodgers is fake.
Doesn't exist. No, I think people know that.
I think you need to tell them. You got to get out there and tell them. I don't think
there's so many. What are some of your hobby horses? Your favorite conspiracies that drive you crazy because people just
The things that I know are real that people think
Yes.
are real or fake or vice
Right,
versa.
right.
The Eiffel Tower is much smaller than it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody thinks it's really
It's
really
massive, right?
Nope,
It rises way up above.
8 stories tall. It's truth. They project stuff onto it. 8 stories. And I've been there. And what else? The Queen isn't dead.
Where is she?
She's in Reno, Nevada.
How do you know that?
She loves the slots, always has, and she loves the slots. She loves the deals on steaks. You get
Did
a
you
steak
see
and
her
eggs.
there? Is there
Yeah.
some chance you saw her?
Absolutely, and I knew.
And you didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything. Gave her a wink, and pinched her on her tushy.
Was there Secret Service or any protection of any kind?
Because
my
I
God.
think she had. She clearly, got away from him. Skipped out. Yeah. But I knew. I knew.
Did she have her corgis with her? Her beloved corgis?
She did actually, yeah. But they had little kind
I
of service
see.
dog things, the vests on them, so she got away with that.
That's a good one. And I believe that one. 'Cause I
And
want
that's
it.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
And then here's another one that people say all the time, that there's an awesome, you hear this all the time, there's such an awesome rock and roll band in heaven. You got Keith Moon on drums and John Bonham doing drums as well, and Buddy Rich doing drums. So it's
all drummers.
It's all drummers.
It's a drum circle.
It's a drum circle with
In heaven.
the greatest drummers.
And that you believe
Ginger
that's
Baker,
true?
yeah.
Or you believe that's phony?
I think that's phony.
There's no way.
I think that's terrible. Sounds like a terrible band.
Yeah, and plus
Just a
they
bunch
wouldn't
of-
want to play together. They'd cancel each other out.
Well,
to some
and
extent.
Ginger Baker's nuts too,
Yeah,
So
we
he's
don't really
in
need-
heaven
Yeah,
doing whatever.
the bands that do the 2 drummer thing. Who does that? Ringo Starr's band, All-Star Band. The Dead had 2 drummers, right?
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm not sure of that.
Could somebody check?
Emma,
Did the Grateful Dead have?
look up on the computer how many drummers. Okay. And
Tell me, David, did you ever get into the Grateful Dead?
Yes and no.
Embarrassed, turning red.
I am a little. Yes, I mean yes and no. So there was a period of about a year, 2 years, where our mutual friend John Ennis, he got into the Dead, and he way got into the Dead. He was not like that guy at all, and then he was very much that guy. And for me, it'd be disingenuous to say I didn't like the music at some point. But because I would go and I'd dance around, and I'd but the thing for me was it was a very safe place to take drugs, and I loved tripping. Right, I loved taking acid or mushrooms, and it was a fun. You'd go, you'd hang out, but it was never really about the music. But it's when I was tripping, it
wasn't about the music for the Dead either.
Clearly, yeah. But I also feel I don't like their music at the same time. I think their lyrics are fucking insipid and childish, and I know I'm going to anger a lot of people. That I know a bunch of people who love the Dead, love them.
Yeah,
And
sure, I do
think
too. People who I think are really smart.
Yeah, oh yeah. People I like, but I find their lyrics
There's not a fucking thing you can do about it.
like corny and simplistic.
Except to
and
live with it. It's
and the music
I tried to get it. It's one of those things in life, right? Where you go like, I'm gonna give it a real college try today. Let's play some Dead. I'm gonna play a whole album.
Wow.
Or something like that. And you just go like, nope, it's not landing.
That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, I have strong feelings about him.
Yeah.
But there was a period in my 20s.
I understand the vibe of it all. That
was
makes
nice.
sense to me.
It was nice, and you'd go, and everybody was kind.
Yeah.
And it was a great place to hang out for 2-3
That part
days.
makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it was fun. It truly was. And I that stuff was fun. And
speaking of good music, I saw Stop Making Sense last night. That Talking Heads movie.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Re-released it, yeah.
Holy shit. So good.
I never saw it.
So good.
I never saw it. I should go.
It has such energy in it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to capture comedy or music with real...
That was Jonathan Demme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to capture comedy or music with real great energy. And that movie does a fantastic job.
Great.
Yeah.
I will definitely check it out. I heard his Broadway show was amazing.
Yeah,
Amber
it's
went
great.
and saw
Yeah.
it. Oh, you saw it too,
I
right?
did see it,
yeah. You said it was great too.
Yeah, I mean, it was great.
Amber loved it.
It's a little strange to tell that story, but it's the story of Imelda Marcos.
Mhm.
And in the end, you sort of think, well, they must be trying to make her seem like a hero, I guess. Maybe I don't know her story well, and she was a real amazing hero of a person. But no, they just tell her story, and she's not a hero. And
that's an interesting story to tell.
They just let it be what it is, and they let the various parties to that event have their feelings and sing them and play them out for you, and you get to sit there and go like, well, she's wrong, and this person's right. And they don't try to... if it does anything, it dimensionalizes the people in it, and you can, I suppose, sort of have some empathy in any direction. But in the end, I mean,
that's
I think
a good thing to do. That's an interesting...
It's an interesting thing
to do.
Yeah. And the music's great. Yeah.
Did you, by any chance, have you seen the Elephant Six documentary?
No.
It's really good.
What's it called?
Elephant Six? Elephant Six is the collective and a record label. You know the band. I mean, it's...
those various bands.
Yeah, Olivia Tremor Control, of Montreal, Beulah, Neutral Milk Hotel, Apples and Stereo. It's basically a couple of guys. It's their story. Lance Bangs had a big part in producing it and shooting it and stuff. And Robert Schneider's all over it, and he's an amazing, awesome guy. But I loved it. And I was way into that stuff, and I'm in it briefly, but I found it really inspiring, tremendously inspiring. Part of it is because these guys were the weirdos in the South. They grew up in Louisiana, and then some migrated to Georgia, and others went to Denver. But they were like the weirdo kids in a small southern town.
I'll check it out.
It inspired me. I wrote this down, and I told Amber this, that I'm gonna when she gets a little older, I'm gonna get Marlo 4-track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think she'll have fun with it, and
Marlo's a great singer, right?
Yeah, she's pretty good.
That's amazing.
But you should check it out. I really was inspired by it, and I think it'll be inspiring to other people who, coming back to what we were talking about earlier, in a place growing up and feeling like the odd person and like I don't belong here and weird, and Water seeks its own level. You will find those like-minded creative people, whether it's comedy or music or writing or theater, and also I'm a fan of the
What's it called?
Emma!
Seriously.
What is it?
The Elephant Six Recording Co.
Right, the Elephant Six Recording Company.
Is it on YouTube?
It is what the title is.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Where is this available?
I don't know. It's probably in theaters, but probably not for much longer by the time this comes out. But definitely check it out. I really I loved it, and I felt very inspired, and it made me, as I said, like have like I just want to buy thousands of 4 tracks and send them to kids in
Yeah.
shitty places.
Yeah.
Bob, thank you so much for coming down here.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to hike Machu Picchu with you.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
And what is your schedule? I have to go from here, from the studio. I'm hopping in a car and going up to do a show. I'm doing stuff this weekend, but are you around?
I'm hanging out today, and then I get going on our big book tour.
Oh, you're doing the book tour. Tell everybody about it.
Yeah, I wrote a book. Well, I wrote poems with my kids when they were little, just as part of reading time. After a few, literally years of reading loads of books, I thought I should show these kids that they can write too. And just
how old were they at this time?
Like, they're 2 years apart, so I'm gonna guess they were 4 and 6 years old when I started.
Okay.
So I'd been reading to Nate for 5 years at this point. And it occurred to me that show him that, you can write too and be a part of the world of making books and things. And so I say that because I feel like a dope for taking 5 fucking years to realize you could do that simple thing and help a child, your child, see themselves that way. And I think it's a good thing to see, for kids to learn that they will be helping to make the world.
Yeah.
And
just to be clear to everybody, you refuse to have them schooled or homeschooled. So this was part of it.
And no facts. I don't want them to hear a fact.
Right.
No fact. That child will never hear a fact.
Okay.
If someone said one.
Okay.
I would say, how dare you? You don't speak to my child that way.
19th century school marm.
Speak to my child with a fact and a truth.
Yeah. And this is when you were living in...
the baseball almanac with all the facts in it? What's it called? The
baseball helmet?
The baseball almanac. With
yes.
What's it called?
The rotisserie, Bill James.
Bill James.
Yeah.
That book was not allowed in my house.
My goodness. Jeez. Okay. Gosh.
Now, how dare you?
Okay. I didn't. I was giving you the name of the...
you come in here with those lies.
I was
By the way, that's my biggest conspiracy. The Bill James baseball almanac. None of it is true. The names of the players are not spelled properly.
Well, they got crazy names. They got, who's on first and what's on second, and I don't know's on third. I mean, it's crazy.
That is the biggest conspiracy. That's the top-notch one of all time.
The Abbott and Costello sketch was a conspiracy.
Yes.
That
never happened.
That never happened.
Don't you dare.
Oh, my goodness. Well, all right. Lesson learned.
Well, it wasn't a comedy bit, is my argument.
Right.
No, it happened.
It's
everything
factual.
in it happened.
Right.
Oh, everything that they talk about in Who's on First is true. The fact that people are laughing at it and laughing.
It's infuriating.
It's a comedy?
Yeah.
It's not a comedy bit. That's my problem.
It's just a guy trying to explain.
That's the lie.
Yeah.
At the core of it.
It's probably the...
okay, back to reality. I wrote these poems with my kids, and then they got older. And then my daughter had become an artist from drawing all the time.
Well, she was great early on. I remember that horse she did when she was how old?
Like 5 or 6
it's
or something.
Stunning. I remember seeing that when at the time going, what? Aaron did that? Yeah. It's really good.
So she always had a ability and inclination, and we just wrote the poem, fixed them up because they weren't great. They were clunky and sloppy. And we fixed them up, and she did drawings, and the book came out. It's called Zilot,
which is
Zilot, which is my son's made-up name for a blanket fort. Although, yesterday we learned that the name for a tent in German is Zelt, Z-E-L-T. So we don't speak German around my house.
Not anymore.
We live in L.A.
Not since the war.
But maybe a teacher used the word Zelt at his school. He was 5 or 6 years old when he started using it.
That's pretty interesting. If not,
yeah. So Zillet is the word he used for a blanket fort, and we just all used it around the house. So because the book is kind of about language in a subtle way.
He grew up in a blanket fort, right?
Well, I wouldn't let him in the house.
Yeah, right. No, for a long
Not until
time.
he can shave.
Right.
You let your children live in the house?
You let your children shave?
Live in the house?
Shave?
I mean, they make a mess of the place. Have
Shave?
you been in a house where people have children living in the house with them?
It's noisy.
Oh,
There's water on the floor.
yeah. So it's called Zillet because the book is kind of about language and about using words. And we kind of use a lot of big words in there and we make up words. And it's also just very silly. And it's out now. And we're going to do our big promotional week and a half tour. We're going to go to all kinds of bookstores, schools, read poems, write poems.
Awesome.
And
You and
meet
Aaron.
people. Yeah.
Great.
And so it's going to be a fun 2 weeks ahead of me.
Had a good daddy-daughter
An
trip.
amazing thing to share
Great.
with your kids. And then, of course, when we're in Chicago, Nate will be a part of it too. Nate actually wrote like 10 of the poems that are in this book.
The best ones.
Some of the best ones, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of them are the best ones. Yeah. And where can folks get it?
Oh, any bookstore has Zillet and other important rhymes.
All right. There you go. So get yourself to a Borders bookstore and scoop it up.
What?
Yeah, Borders.
Sure. I love Borders. Is it still around? They're not around
that's
anymore.
that's the joke. All right. So
Okay.
Bob, I've asked Marlo to come up with some questions to ask my guests.
This is the hard part.
And I will pick one of the questions at random. She's got some doozies in here.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get a good one here. Oh, here's my note to buy Marlo a 4-track.
Oh.
Okay, here's... Okay. The other day, she... her question for Janine was, does sweat clean pennies? But I'm going to give you this one. Bob, if the sidewalk was clean, could you lick it?
Marlo, yes, if the sidewalk was clean, absolutely antiseptically clean, you could lick it and not have any detrimental effect. So that'll never happen. So you mustn't lick the sidewalk. But if it had been cleaned, really cleaned, washed down, maybe even sprayed down, sure. You know,
What, wouldn't there be chemicals in that the thing that was cleaning the sidewalk?
Yes, there would. And so probably this dream of yours is not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's just a question. It's not necessarily.
Well, every question is a dream.
Oh, I've seen that T-shirt.
Walt Disney.
Yeah, every question is a dream.
Every question is a dream.
Walt Disney was not a very good singer.
It was in Snow White, that song.
Every question is a dream?
Yeah.
Okay. I missed that. But I probably haven't seen Snow White, I think.
Yeah. How does it go? Every question is a dream. Every statement is a lie.
This sounds like you're going back to your conspiracy theory thing.
We're on a podcast. What am I supposed to do?
Bob, thank you so much for coming down. I will see you. Well, are you coming back to New York after?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I am in November.
Okay, good. I'll be here.
Okay.
My tour ends on the 30th.
I'll be here for
my
like
last
a
day.
week, and then I'm going to do a USO tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go, but I'm going to do my best Bob Hope impression. A lot of jokes about Chiang Kai-shek.
Chiang Kai-shek.
That was a Headgum podcast.